What's up guys, and welcome to the channel. Tomorrow is NFP day, almighty NFP. Alright, non-farm NFP stands for non-farm payroll, and that is the biggest fundamental when it comes to forex trading. The non-farm payroll is the biggest, the biggest fundamental when it comes to forex trading, and it's going to be dropping tomorrow. I think it's going to be 3 p.m. my time. It's going to be 3 p.m. South African time, and I don't know wheresoever you are, you just need to synchronize it to your time. But NFP is dropping tomorrow, and I have some recommendations for you guys, because if you have been using my strategy, there was a strategy I taught on the channel at the beginning of the channel. That strategy has been going viral. A lot of people have made money from that strategy, and NFP is going to be dropping tomorrow, and I have some recommendations which I have to make regarding the strategy, or even if you want to use the Godlove fundamental correction strategy tomorrow. This is a recommendation I have to make, because you're going to see this happening tomorrow. You're going to see this happening tomorrow. Tomorrow the 6th of May 2022 is when the non-farm payroll is going to be dropping for the United States. And what is the non-farm payroll again? It just measures the total number of jobs created in the United States out of the agricultural sector. So any job that is created in the United States out of the agricultural sector is called the non-farm payroll, and that data is very important for the United States dollar. That is why we're going to be trading any currency that has to do with the United States dollar tomorrow. We're going to be predicting. Now we don't care whatsoever value is going to cost. We're going to be placing a trade, but this is where the cash come in. This is where you guys have to be very, very careful tomorrow, because many people have blown their account. Many people have failed to make money because of this small glitch or this small modification which they didn't pay attention. Before we get into that modification, the only thing I want you to do, smash the like button on the video for the YouTube algorithm, and let's get started. Good. Tomorrow is the 6th of May 2022, and we have the almighty non-farm payroll. The banks already know you are waiting for the non-farm payroll. The liquidity providers know you are waiting for the non-farm payroll. The hedge funds know you are waiting for the non-farm payroll. They already know where your stops are going to be. They already know where your levels are going to be. So why do you ask? Can you ask yourself, anytime you try to trade even with the strategy, most of the time you still get blown out, or most of the time the market still go against you? Why? Because of too much volume, or because of too much volatility. Because of too much volatility at that point. So now, at the same time tomorrow, this is what I want you guys to notice, guys. This is the same time. This is very, very important, and I want you guys to notice this. If you go to investing.com, you can see I'm actually on my investing.com. This is the recommendation I want to make. At the same point, at the same time tomorrow, which is, if you can see South African time, it's going to be at 2:30 tomorrow, 2:30 South African time. So at 2:30 tomorrow, no matter where you are located, obviously investing.com is just going to calculate it automatically according to your time and according to where you are located, all right? So no matter where you're located, you'll be able to see it. So according to my time, at the same time where we have NFP tomorrow, look guys, pay attention, please. This is why you keep blowing your account, even with the strategy, because you didn't pay attention to this. And I have mentioned about this time without number, about what we call counter fundamentals in trading. Now, at the same time we have NFT, we also have unemployment rate for the United States dollar. Can you see? At the same time we have NFP, we also have the unemployment rate for the United States dollar. They all affecting the same currency. Now, ask yourself this question. What if the NFP comes out and is positive? You actually see NFP, the actual value, because the actual value is what we're going to be paying attention. If you want to know more about the strategy, I think the strategy is already there. So watch this video that explains the strategy, or this video where I'm going to be, I think I'm going to put it here. So watch this video that explains everything about the strategy. And even on that strategy, ask yourself this question. What if the NFP comes out tomorrow, and instead of having the unemployment rate also green, you have maybe the NFP is positive and the unemployment rate is negative. Can you see? Can you understand what I'm saying? Your NFP is positive and the unemployment rate is negative. Or the NFP is negative and the unemployment rate is what? Is positive. And they are all affecting the same currency at the same time. What will you see in such situation? In such situation, That is where you will see the market will be released. The market will be released as soon as the news is released. The market will go up, trigger your buy stop, come down again, because by the time it's going up, maybe the NFP is positive. So the chart, if you are using something like USD JPY, where USD is the base currency, the market is going to go up, trigger your buy stop, and as soon as you trigger your buy stop, you are expecting the market to continue going up because the NFP is positive. But unfortunately, the unemployment rate was negative. What will happen at that point? The market will immediately come down again. You will see the market will go up, trigger your buy stop, and you want to see the market comes again, go against you, pass the current market price, go down again, trigger your sell stop. You see, so your buy stop and your sell stop, your buy stop and your sell stop is already triggered, and at the end of the day, if you're not careful, you might end up blowing your account. Why? Because you didn't pay attention of what we call counter fundamentals. Counter fundamentals in trading are the same fundamental. It's a situation where two fundamentals affect the same currency pair at the same time, or two fundamentals affect the same currency at the same time. So what is the way forward? What is the way forward for tomorrow? So if you are trading NFP tomorrow and you are using the strategy, you need to watch out and know that that is what is very inevitable to happen. That is what can happen at any time tomorrow in the market. All right, this is the safe haven. This is what I call the safe haven. What is the safe haven? The safe haven now comes in where we completely stay away from NFP. All right, but we're still gonna trade. We're going to completely stay away from NFP before the market is released, before the news is released. Then, as soon as the news is released, we're going to come on investing.com and we'll see what happens. If they were all red, if all the values were red, if NFP was negative and the unemployment rate was negative, it means the chart is going to take one direction. And after that one direction, we're going to look for an entry and we trade the opposite. We're going to use the Godlove fundamental correction strategy. If you want to know more again about the Godlove fundamental correction, click here to watch the strategy. All right, just click here to watch the strategy, and that is what you can use tomorrow after the news. So to prevent your account, it's very advisable for you to just stay clear, stay off the market before the news is released tomorrow for NFP, for the United States currency pairs. Stay away from the market, and as soon as the news is released, use this strategy to come back and trade the Godlove fundamental correction strategy. And you can only use this strategy to trade the Godlove fundamental correction strategy if all the values are all positive or all negative. If the non-farm payroll and the employment rate if they are all negative, if they are all red, if you come here and you see all red, on the actual value, you see all red, or on the actual value, you see all green. Both non-farm payroll and employment rate. Now, the safe haven again comes in when if you actually want to trade during the news release tomorrow at the same time at 2:30 South African at 2:30 South African time, which is 2:30 my time. At the same time, see what you also have. At the same time, you have Canadian dollar employment change. This news is very nice. If I can say I've traded this news 20 times, 19 or 18 times out of 20 times I've made money. 19 times out of 20 times or 18 times out of 20 times, this particular news has always gone my way. All right, so I'll just advise you, if you're not too certain about whether nobody knows if the unemployment rate or the non-farm payroll, if they are all going to be positive or negative. All right, we stand a chance of blowing our account if one is positive and one is negative, or one is negative and one is positive. That is what we call counter fundamental. So to avoid that, I can just tell you before the news is released tomorrow, at the same time, we also have employment change for the Canadian dollar. That news is very sweet. It's very positive. If you use the strategy on this one tomorrow, use the strategy on employment rate, on the employment change for the Canadian dollar. And the currency pair I'm going to recommend is Canadian dollar JPY. All right, so I hope you're taking down notes on this. I was actually going to post this video to the people on my private community or the people in Godlove University, but I said let me bring it to you guys because you guys are just as important as well. So please, make sure you are taking notes on this, because if you want to make quick cash tomorrow, safe haven or safe cash, a strategy which is very, very safe, and you know at the end of the day, it's either you're going to make a profit or you're going to preserve your account. We don't want a situation where you're not going to make a profit and you're going to blow your account. So the best currency pair you can use the strategy tomorrow to trade is the Canadian dollar JPY. And the employment, the fundamental you're going to be trading, the fundamental I'm going to recommend for you to trade is what? The employment change for the Canadian dollar. So instead of trading the non-farm payroll tomorrow, that is way overrated. All right, that news is way overrated. Even the hedge funds, the banks, the liquidity, they already know everybody is going to be pumping money into that tomorrow. So levels, they're going to trigger stop loss. They're going to do what we call stop loss hunting. They're going to trigger your money. They're going to take all those small positions out. But if you want to be safe, just abandon non-farm payroll, abandon the United States dollar, and go to the Canadian dollar, because at the same time we have the employment change for the Canadian dollar, and either the value here is going to be positive or negative. You use the strategy, place your buy stop and your sell stop maybe 5 to 10 pips away from the current market price, and you make money. All right, just go and watch the strategy again and you still make money. And if you want to come back and trade, you can then check non-farm payroll and the employment change, and if the market actually take a particular direction, if all the figures were positive or negative on those two currencies, on those two news, you can come in now with the Godlove fundamental correction strategy to trade the after news. All right, so guys, I hope you've been able to take down this recommendation, because I see people on the comment section all the time. They say, I just tried your strategy and it didn't work, or maybe I tried it out this time around, it didn't. The reason why it didn't work is because because you suffered from what they call counter fundamentals. There were two fundamental news events affecting the same currency pair at the same time. So it is very, 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 very clear that no matter what you do, one news might be positive and the other one is negative. One news might be negative and the other one is positive, meaning the chart will go up. The one that is positive, the chart will go up. Then remember, there's another news on the same currency pair, which is going to cause the chart to go down. So you see the chart will do, immediately the news is released, you will see the chart going up and down, way up and down, way up and down. That is a situation where we have what? A counter fundamental. So just better go for a safe haven currency pair, which is the Canadian dollar JPY. For the Canadian dollar news event, the Canadian dollar news event is at the same time, and the Canadian news event I'm talking about is the employment change for the Canadian dollar. That one is very safe. It's very, very simple to trade. You can easily predict your level and it's less risky. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to be able to hear more about me, about my trading style, if you want to be in my inner circle, if you want to be my student, if you want me to mentor you, if you want me to be able to take you from A to Z, from beginner to pro, to show you exactly the same strategies I used to make money in Forex trading, to show you the same way I started from nothing and became the best Forex trading by receiving multiple awards in Forex trading, then check out Godlove University. All right, on Godlove University, you're also going to have a private community where we share this even before the news is released, and occasionally I can even trade together with those people even during the news. So make sure you check out the link on the video description to be able to enroll in Godlove University. You also have access to my private community. Until then, I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.